Welcome to the Eonics Podcast, a podcast about software engineering, new ways of working, and lots of other interesting stuff.
Thank you.
Welcome, Asal Khoshnavataher.
Yeah, perfect.
How are you doing?
Thank you, and thanks for having me. I'm doing great, and you?
I'm also doing great. And we talked a bit before on this podcast about your assignment, but I have to congratulate you for a new assignment. You're soon starting. Where are you starting?
Yeah, I'll start at bol.com.
Bol.com.
Yeah.
So I think everyone listening to this podcast will know them and probably order them at them quite often.
Yeah, I'm also excited to start.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And I asked you that maybe we can talk a little bit about your journey because, maybe you can start yourself. When you came to the Netherlands, you started on a smaller assignment and now you're at bol.com. So maybe you can talk a little bit about how that journey went for you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I moved to Netherlands almost 4 years ago because my husband got a job offer in the Netherlands and we decided to move.
Mm-hmm.
I'm originally from Iran. So at the beginning when we first arrived in the Netherlands, I didn't have any job. Mm-hmm. And it took like 3 months to get my first job at Eonics. So I started internally at Eonics with the next project.
So it was a smaller internal project, basically.
Exactly, yeah. But at the beginning, the language was indeed a challenge for me.
Okay.
Because, moving to a new country with a different language, it meant that I had to adjust to a whole way of speaking.
Of course.
Yeah, a new culture and everything was new for me. So I needed a period to adjustment. Mm-hmm. After joining the Eonics, actually, I believe it was a great time for me, great chance for me to improve my language skills, my communication skill in the new culture.
Because you already had the development skills, right? You were already basically a senior developer. Yeah.
Actually, in back to Iran, I had 5 years of experience in one of the biggest company in the banking industry in Iran. So I already had the developing experience, but the new work environment, new culture. Yeah, it was a challenge for me actually.
Okay. And what was challenging the most, you think, in the beginning?
In the beginning, for me, language was most challenging part.
Like when you had meetings with other developers or?
Yes, exactly. So when I started at Next, I had the opportunity to work with some junior developer.
Okay.
And actually had this opportunity to serve as a mentor for them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it forced me to actually develop my skills, especially the language.
Right.
So I saw that as a great opportunity, actually, because I had to communicate with the other developer. We had a lot of meetings, a lot of discussions, and I had to actually every day in my daily task need to communicate and talk, and that actually helped me to grow and learn and be more comfortable in the new environment.
So it was kind of an advantage that you were on a smaller project where you were kind of the lead senior developer, so you had to interact a lot with all the junior people and everything. Actually it was an agreement between me and the Eonics, because I would like to start with the internal project. Right. To feel myself more comfortable in the new working environment. Right. So how long did you do that before you started looking for another project?
I think about 1.5 years.
1.5 years.
Yeah, 1.5 years.
So what were the changes in those 1.5 years? You became more confident, you said?
Yes, I became more confident, and during that time I took some language courses. I practiced with my colleagues, and the things got better and better, and I felt more comfortable to work as a consultant and improve my career.
So how did the next step go? Did you decide for that, or was it Eonics, or together, or?
Yeah, it was actually together. Yeah, after 1.5 years, we decided to look into a new assignment for me. So I changed internally to consultant part, and I started at U-Turn.
Mm-hmm.
U-Turn actually was my first assignment as a consultant, which I also had a great time there. It was a great experience for me. I learned a lot there because it wasn't like a large company.
Right.
Yeah.
It was still a bit smaller in terms of number of people, and you can know everyone. And
yeah, that's true. Yeah. When I started, we were like a team of 3 developers.
Right.
But during the time we grow, and yeah, when I left the U-Turn, we were like 8 developers.
Oh wow! Yeah. So when you started at U-Turn, did you have the feeling you kind of had to start over again and start to build up your confidence, or was it quite easy from the beginning?
No, for me it was quite easy from the beginning. Yeah, because I had the same experience, and the environment was very nice as Next. So no, that wasn't that hard.
And in terms of like really the development, would you say that it is different for you as a software engineer to work in the Netherlands compared to, or is it kind of the same, or are there somehow differences in how people approach the projects, or?
As a developer, let's say technically, I can say it's the same.
Right.
But regarding the work environment, it's different.
So what is different about the Dutch working environment for you?
I think in Dutch environment, the balance between work and life is more, how to say that? It's better.
Balance,
it's
right.
better than working in Iran. So you have,
And about like working with other people, like communication, is it different or is it similar?
Yeah, for me as a developer which came to a new country with a different culture and language, yeah, I can say that it's a bit different. And let's say challenging, mostly at the beginning, because in your country you are communicating with your native languages, right, and it's more easier.
Right.
But yeah, only I can say that only the languages make it.
It's mostly the language.
Yeah.
Yeah, so once you get comfortable with talking with the people, then it was okay, basically.
Yeah, actually, when you are able to communicate and get involved the local culture,
right.
So you know the culture and the work environment and the culture of working, so it gets easier for you to collaborate and communicate with the team.
And what about the speaking Dutch? Do you use that sometimes in work or not really?
Actually, I started learning Dutch when I worked at Next.
Mm-hmm.
So I already got my A2 level.
Okay.
Yeah, and now I'm practicing to get the B1 level as well. Sometimes during the lunch break, I talk in Dutch with my
and do you think
friends.
It makes a difference that you try to learn the language and for the work, even though you don't speak Dutch, maybe it's easier to, for example, when people talk in Dutch, that you can understand at least what they're saying, or?
Yeah, exactly. Personally, I like to learn new languages. And as I'm here in the Netherlands, I'm eager to learn Dutch. Yeah, because it makes it easier when you communicate with your colleague and you are at work. Then if you receive some documents or some emails,
right,
so you can translate them and you can understand them. And if you know the Dutch, you can actually merge in the society more easier.
Right. And also at your job, probably it makes it easier that way.
Yeah.
So then you started looking for another bigger opportunity.
Yeah.
And you went to bol.com for an interview. Were you nervous?
A bit, because Bol.com is a large company, and I always like to work there.
Right.
So yeah.
And how did you did it in English, the interview?
The interview, we had 2 interviews.
Okay.
One technical, and the other one was a combination of internal and soft skills.
Right.
Both in English.
And how, because I think it went very well, you got hired. What do you think makes a big difference for doing these types of interviews? How do you approach that?
For doing this kind of interview, I believe you should actually convince them that you are the person, the right person that match with the job description and the requirement which they need, and you need to somehow prove yourself and your experience. So yeah.
And what is a good way to do that, basically?
I think for any interview you need to do some preparation in advance, and you need to actually explain in a clear way what you did in your previous job, previous assignment, what kind of technology, what kind of challenging you faced.
Right.
And you should actually say it in a way that match with the job description, which they need.
Right. So you look at your own experience, you look at what they're asking, and then you try to word your experience in such a way that they can see like, oh, but this is exactly what we also need.
Yeah.
And we actually did a practice together for the interview, and what I
was
really
very helpful.
Yeah, what I really remember from that is that you were really enthusiastic also about wanting actually wanting the job, and I think that's also really important that you show.
Yes.
That you're really eager to get the position.
I agree. Yeah. I think you need to show that you really want this job,
right?
And your experience, your skills really match with what they need.
I think it's a combination of showing the skills and then showing the good positive energy, like, hey, I really want to join your team. I think it would be exciting to work there.
Yeah, exactly.
I think you probably did a great job because they hired you right away. And now you're also gonna do you know what you're gonna work on? Like what kind of parts? Like is it front end, back end, or all kind of things?
This is an HR project.
Okay.
There are different projects in their HR department,
right? And
they are going to integrate all the different platforms and systems.
Okay.
And the project which I'm going to work on, that it's the integration part.
So it's going to be nice and complicated, probably.
Exactly. Yeah.
And challenging.
Yeah, I'm excited to start working there.
So. It's so nice to hear this journey from starting on a small internal project to now
thank you.
becoming a developer at Bol.com. I'm excited for you to see how it will go.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe in some time we can have a chat on how it is to work at Bol.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you for sharing all your experience, Asal.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And hope to speak again in the future.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.